Okay, so in this video I'm going to go through surds. So surds questions are mainly going to be about rationalizing the surds. So I'm just going to write it here. So let's just write rationalizing. Okay. So basically what you need to do in rationalizing is you need to get rid of any square roots at the denominator. So let's say we have a question like this: 1 plus root 3 over root 2. So what you do, you multiply both top and bottom by the root 2 here. So basically you multiply by root 2 over root 2. Because if I multiply by root 2 over root 2, I'm multiplying by 1, so I'm not actually changing anything here. So now that's same as, so root 2 times 1 is root 2 itself, and root 2 times root 3 is root 6. And then root 2 times root 2 at the bottom is root 4, which is same as 2. And there you go. So that's a simple rationalization. So 1 plus root 3 over root 2 is same as root 2 over root 2. You multiply by that, and then you get root 2 times 1 is root 2, root 2 times 3 is root 6, all over 2. So let me just do one more question. So let's say I have a 1 plus root 3 over root 3. Now we're going to get an interesting result here. So that's same as 1 plus root 3 over root 3 times root 3 over root 3. So again, I'm just multiplying top and bottom by the denominator here. So that's going to give me root 3 times 1 is root 3, root 3 times root 3 is 3, and then root 3 times root 3 at the bottom is also 3. So I got root 3 plus 3 all over 3. So in both cases you see I got rid of the square root at the denominator. So that's what we call rationalizing the surd. Now, however, you're not going to get simple questions like this in the exam. So in the exam, the question is going to follow one of these forms. So probably something like this. So let's say we have 1 plus root 2 over 2 minus root 3. So when you get a question like this, now in order to get rid of the surds at the denominator, what you need to do, you need to multiply and get rid of these roots, and the only way to do that is by multiplying by the opposite of this sign here. So what I mean by that is multiplying by 2 plus root 3 at the bottom and the same thing at the top. If you look at this and this here, so you've got 2 minus root 3 here and 2 plus root 3 here. This is a difference of 2 squares. So you just put brackets around all these 4 parts. 2 minus root 3, 2 plus root 3 is same as 2 squared minus root 3 squared. 2 squared is 4, root 3 squared is 3 itself, so it'll be 4 minus 3. So I've done my denominator already, so did you get that? So if you look at it, if you look at this like x minus y, x plus y, so that's same as x squared minus y squared. X here is 2, y here is root 3, and the same here. So x squared would be 2 squared, which is 4. Y squared would be root 3 squared. So root 3 is obviously square root of 3, so if you square it, you'll go back to 3. So it's 4 minus 3. Okay? Now at the top, all you do is just multiply the bracket. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times root 3 is root 3. Root 2 times 2 is 2 root 2. Root 2 times root 3 is root 6. And that's the answer, because there's nothing here which is simplifying at the moment, because that's in a 2, that's a root 3, that's a root 2, that's a root 6. So you can't simplify the top. However, at the bottom you can simplify, because the bottom is just 1. So that divided by 1 is the same thing. So the answer would be 2 root 3, 2 root 2 plus root 6, and that's your answer. Okay, now that was a very complicated question, so let me actually do a simpler question. Let's say we have 2 plus root 5 at the top and 1 minus root 5 at the bottom. So if I multiply this by 1 plus root 5 to create that difference of 2 squares at the bottom again, and do the same to the top, so 1 plus root 5, okay, should be 5 here. So now at the bottom is going to be 1 squared minus root 5 squared, which is going to be 1 minus 5. Okay, 1 squared is 1, root 5 times root 5 is 5. Okay, if you multiply this out, the middle two terms would cancel, so it's a difference of 2 squares. You don't need to show that in detail. As long as you know that difference of 2 squares is that's sufficient. Okay, now at the top, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times root 5 is 2 root 5. Let me just rewrite that. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times root 5 is 2, root 5, root 5 times 1 is root 5, and root 5 times root 5 is 5. Okay? So now that's equal to, so let's simplify the top. 2 plus 5 is 7, 2 root 5 plus root 5 is 3 root 5, 1 minus 5 is minus 4. And that's your final answer. Okay, I think I better do one more question just to clear up a few things. So let's just do 4 plus root 3 over 2 minus root 3. So that's same as, so if I multiply by, so I got 2 minus root 3 here, so I need to multiply by 2 plus root 3, both the top and the bottom. So that's same as, at the bottom it's just going to be 4 minus 3, because 2 squared is 4, root 3 squared is 3. So it's difference of 2 squared at the bottom, so it just gives you that. And at the top, we need to multiply this out, so 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times root 2 is plus 4 root 3, root 3 times 2 is plus 2 root 3, and root 3 times root 3 is plus 3. So finally, just simplify the top, so 8 plus 3 is 11, 4 root 3 plus 2 root 3 is 6, root 3 over 1, which is just going to be 11 plus 6 root 3. And that's the answer. I hope this is clear. There are occasions where you might have a number here at the bottom and that cancels with the numbers at the top, so you have to simplify it that way. It's common sense. You know, if you have 4 over 6 as a fraction, you're good to write it as 2 over 3 because top and bottom cancels. So I hope this is clear, and if there are any other questions you may have with regards to Surds, just email it or just write it at the comments box below. And the best way to overcome these topics is to do lots and lots of questions. I know the jump from GCSE to A-levels, it seems like a big jump even though we have done similar kind of questions there, but you're going to be required to do a lot of algebra work in the A-level course, so your algebra needs to be strong. I know most of the GCSE questions are not algebra based, but it's better just to go through all the algebraic topics in GCSE because this course is mainly about algebra. Literally every chapter is about algebra. So I'll leave it there, and I might do just a quick video on factorizing for this chapter, because obviously the next chapter is going to be about quadratic equations and quadratic inequalities. So I'll leave it there.